Good afternoon. Whoa. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're very excited to describe our pedestrian and our experience and our safe bikeway experience. You saw it being used here. I'm joined with many friends who I'll introduce in a minute. I'll just call them off by name here. It's going to be Angela, John, Jennifer, Lee, and another John. So I want to start out by giving a great shout out again to all of the partners and advocates in doing this work. If I could ground us in a quote for a moment. At some point, we hope that every resident becomes a pedestrian at some point in the day. A city whose streets invite people to walk and bike and sit along them also inspires people to innovate, invest, and stay for good. That came from Jeanette Sadiq Khan, a former commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation and a current consultant for Bloomberg Associates. We do a lot of work with the Bloomberg organization. So this particular project, and I hope you can hear me, I'll try to amplify. The Pike Pine Streetscape and Bicycle Improvements Project is a major step forward in creating a more connected and walkable and active downtown. All of our plans and all of our policies are consistent to try to create this. This is one of the busiest corridors in the city. In March alone of this year, we had 1.5 million people walk through this corridor. These improvements better connect our city from Capitol Hill down to the waterfront and everything in between. Connectivity is what it's all about. This is good for local businesses and certainly good for building community at a time where we have to treasure and build our communities to make sure we are resilient. Now, these improvements were delivering on our promise to create a seamlessly connected downtown that is welcoming and accessible and built for people to use. A few examples of the Pike Pine Streetscape and building improvement projects build on other pedestrian and bike improvements that we've completed in the city. I'll name a few upgrades. 1.2 miles of new protected bike lane along the waterfront we opened in March. New 17 city block pedestrian promenade spanning from Pioneer Square to Pier 62. 750 feet of new boardwalk at the Waterfront Park. What a great experience. 3 pedestrian bridges connecting the broader downtown to Waterfront Park. So as more people return to in-person work and come downtown for major events or shop or eat, we are providing the upgraded infrastructure, making sure that it is safe and easier and more comfortable to walk, roll, or ride to your destinations. With the FIFA Club World Cup kicking off this Sunday, and of course World Cup in 2026, and not being settled is sort of marking it. We're 1 year away. We just had an event and they actually gave me this vest, so I'm going to market the fact that we're 1 year away. We're trying to make sure that, again, working with our local organizing committee on the FIFA Games and Seattle Center, again, we want to have one of the greatest and safest pedestrian experiences in this country. These investments that we're talking about today in our public spaces are coming to life just in time for to meet our needs for our global events that we're experiencing. Building a city that meets our needs today and for the future takes vision, intention, and strong partnerships, and so you're going to hear from some of them. Again, I want to shout out to DSA Downtown Seattle Association, who've partnered with us on several elements of these improvements, including the new First and Pike pedestrian space located at one of Seattle's most iconic intersections across from the Pike Place Market. So these improvements clearly reflect our broader commitment to building a downtown that works for everybody. That is our goal. So next you're going to hear from Angela Brady. You know her, Director of the Office of the Waterfront Civic Projects and Sound Transit, to bring some remarks. Angela, take it from here.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Mayor. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today. As Mayor Harrell mentioned, we are here today to celebrate the completion of the Pike Pine Streetscape and Bicycle Improvements Project. This is a significant milestone toward the completion of the Waterfront Seattle program, which will have a grand opening later this year. So get excited for that. The Pike Pine project is part of our efforts to reconnect our city to its stunning new 20-acre waterfront park and our surrounding downtown neighborhoods. Early planning work on this project began way back in 2016, and since then, thousands of people From neighbors to advocacy partners to businesses have weighed in on the design. Today we're celebrating the 23 improved city blocks in this critical corridor between Capitol Hill and Pike Place Market. Some of the improvements to support those walking and rolling downtown include more than a mile of new or improved protected bike lanes, expanded sidewalks, new crosswalks with a unique color and texture to enhance the visual contrast and create a cohesive corridor along Pike and Pine, new improved push-button crosswalk signals, new curb ramps, detectable textures, and more greenery and public seating, making Pike and Pine Streets more vibrant and pedestrian-friendly. As part of this project, we also built a curbless street on Pike Street between 1st and 2nd Avenues, one of Seattle's most iconic locations, to create a flexible space that could be used as a plaza or a festival street. And that space is already being activated as intended, with SDOT and the DSA's recently unveiled reimagined First and Pike public space, including new furniture, signage, planters, and a schedule of daily events and programming throughout the summer months. So thank you to SDOT and the DSA for that. Behind where I stand today, you can see some of the new railings with integrated lighting, wider sidewalks, and the protected bike lane, which all help create a greater sense of separation from the freeway. This railing reflects the thinking of artists who worked with the design team to develop this unique treatment of this functional element. Seattle has a long history of including public art in the projects that we build through the city's 1% for Art program. So arts and culture are critical to sustaining the vitality of a neighborhood and the city. And supporting the arts community is a high priority for the city and downtown's activation, supporting healthy, vibrant, and thriving communities. We partner with the Office of Arts and Culture to include artists in our Waterfront program. Throughout the corridor, you'll see integrated artwork by artists Derek Bruno and Gage Hamilton on the railings, the planter boxes, and protected bike lane buffers. Can Derek and Gage raise your hands and just acknowledge you? You're in the back there. Thank you so much. Their art reflects the journey from water to mountains. Peaks in Capitol Hill shift to waveforms as you move toward Elliott Bay, tying the corridor together with visual storytelling. All these improvements contribute to changing how we think and talk about urban mobility, improving the spaces and infrastructure in service of the people. Finally, I'm going to end with some thank yous because, you know, the mayor tells me my thank you game is strong, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I want to extend many thanks to the community, the advocacy groups, partners, and the Waterfront Seattle program team members. Thank you to our incredible Downtown Seattle Association. You all do so much to keep our city clean and vibrant, and you were key in helping us create the vision that you're seeing come together today. The Seattle Department of Transportation, I saw Audio Memory over here. Thank you so much. They've been instrumental in the design of the project. Members of the project design sounding board for Pike and Pine, created specifically for this project to help us guide the design and the planning of it. The local improvement district ratepayers and the Seattle Convention Center who helped fund these improvements. Our colleagues at WashDOT and King County Metro who coordinated with us on design and construction, neighborhood and advocacy groups, and local businesses who put up with construction for a couple of years with us. Thank you. I also want to thank our entire Waterfront Seattle team. They are incredible, especially our project manager, Therese Casper. Can you raise your hand while I'm kind of sharing your names? Our construction program manager, Miss Jessica Murphy. Our HNTB Jacobs JV construction management team. And I want to give a shout out to Dean Beauchamp, who, these guys, they spend weekends and nights building these projects and inspecting these projects. They pick up the phone at 9 o'clock at night when they're sitting with their families to help solve problems that come up that the public gives them calls about. So just a thank you, a special thank you for that. Our lead design teams at Tool Design and ZGF Architects, our outreach team at Enviro Issues, who does such a fantastic job setting these presentations up and celebrations, and then our prime contractor, Gary Merlino Construction. Thank you to the entire downtown community. You patiently supporting this journey with us through design, a pandemic, several years of construction, and we really hope that you enjoy these improvements that you all helped make possible. So, I'm going to hand things back to the mayor.
Thank you, Angela. Told you your thank you game is strong. Next, you're going to hear from John Scholes. As Angela said, one of the best partners you could ask for. President and CEO of the Downtown Seattle Association, John Scholes.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon or good morning, I still think, everybody. Great to be here. Great downtowns, great cities have great downtowns. Great downtowns have great streets, and we have two of them here in Pike and Pine. And there's not a lot of downtowns that can claim streets like these that connect the oldest operating farmers market in the country and a flagship Nordstrom, incredible urban convention facilities that are adjacent to arts and cultural venues and institutions like the Seattle Symphony and the Fifth and the ACT, and that connect to an incredible neighborhood like Capitol Hill. But that's what we have here in Pike and Pine Streets, and I shouldn't leave off an incredible new waterfront on the other end of where we stand today. So you think of the assets on these two streets and what's connected, pretty incredible set of assets. And we want these streets and the sidewalks and the bike lanes to be places where people can enjoy those assets, to enjoy experiences, to walk and stroll and roll and linger and be delighted. This is the lobby of our city. It's everybody's neighborhood, and we've made it better with this project, with these investments. Thank you to the property owners that have stepped up to make improvements to these two streets. Thank you to the city for their great leadership in carrying this project out through a pandemic. We have better streets. We have safer streets. We have a more welcoming downtown, a more vibrant downtown, thanks to the leadership of Mayor Harrell and our city government. And there's more good stuff to come. We're just getting going. There's still a lot of work to do, but we're clearly on a path to progress to making the lobby of our city delightful and welcoming and healthy for all. And one day, won't it be great when we have a lid over all that noise on that freeway? But we should celebrate the progress we've made today and recommit ourselves to continuing to work together to make this part of our city a safe, welcoming, delightful, vibrant place for all. So thank you to Mayor Harrell. Thank you to the great partners that are here, from leadership of the Convention Center, Visit Seattle, and others who every day are working hard to build our brand around the globe. We've got a great one, and we've just made it better with these improvements. So thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. Next, you'll hear from another great partner, Jennifer LeMaster, President and CEO of the Seattle Convention Center. And we're proud to work along with her as she brings in the best kind of dollars you could bring in, which are out-of-state dollars. So thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. On behalf of my board of... I just turned the mic off. On behalf of my board of directors and my hardworking team members and 40 million annual visitors who come to our city, I just want to extend our heartfelt congratulations on the completion of the Pike Pine Improvements Project. The Seattle Convention Center is proud to have supported this transformative project with a $16 million investment in the Master Bicycle Plan, enhancing our community and contributing to a more vibrant downtown. This enlivened pedestrian experience is a testament to the impact of thoughtful urban design and civic integration that weave together safety, connectedness, and a sense of place for our neighborhoods and our business. Certainly, all of us can appreciate, whether we are locals or visitors, the efforts to create a clean and safe downtown as an investment in both our lives and our livelihoods. And I want to thank the mayor and John Scholes and our partners for continuing to lead that charge. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Jennifer.
Hold on, Mr. Mayor. Let me
Yes.
turn it down for you.
Okay. Next, you're going to hear from Lee Lambert, the Cascade Bicycle Club Executive Director. But I want to say a special shout out to Lee, that under his leadership, you just see unprecedented advocacy for safety in the communications segment, particularly for bikes, but for all modes of transportation. Very proud to stand with Lee as a partner. And Lee Lambert, take it from here.
Thank you, Mayor. Angela stole some of my thank you. She does have a very strong thank you game. You did preamble what I'm going to talk about. This is the bike project. It's a key connection. It's an east-west connection in the city that connects two wonderful neighborhoods that'll be useful for people visiting our city and those who live and work here. There was a recent study that I don't know how much they paid for it, because I probably could have done it, which said if you build more bike lanes, more people ride bikes. And we're seeing it here today with people going back and forth. But this is just not about bikes. It is about safety. A fun fact about when you install a bike lane, you make the road safer for all users, whether you're walking or driving or on a bike. And having these physical separations ensure that if someone does make a mistake, it's not a fatal mistake. So we're excited to open up this east-west connection. We're looking forward to opening up more throughout the city. I am proud to bring my colleagues from around the country here to show them the wonderful work we've done. And it couldn't be done without leadership. And these things are not easy, and I want to thank the mayor for his leadership in ensuring that this bike lane and several other bike lanes will be opening up in the next few months are happening under his watch. So thank you, Mayor Harrell, and excited to be here and ride this lane.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Our last speaker will be John Bridge from Ben Bridge Jeweler Council Emeritus. I think all of you know John as a civic activist, as a philanthropist, as a community leader. And I'm going to give you the best introduction. You're the closer, John. I want to embarrass you a little bit. Well, I'm going to say that most importantly, for the 84 square miles of this beautiful city, John Bridge has played a significant part of creating what we have today, beautifying this city, supporting this city, and I'm proud to say he is a friend. John Bridge.
Gee, I like that introduction. That's really nice. I'm here to celebrate what we see in downtown and what it can be and will be in the future. I am representing our company, Ben Bridge Jeweler, and we have just...
Get a little closer.
Can you not hear me? All right. We have just opened a brand new store, having been at 4th and Pike. We are now at 5th and Pine with a flagship store, our main store out of 35 stores that are all in the West. This is our largest and I know our best store. It is fantastic to have moved in a wonderful area that has been made so special by all of the participants here, by our city government, by the Downtown Association, by the contributions of a number of businesses. And we're all hoping for more in our downtown. Now, if I can read some of the things here, I'm now retired. Sort of. What I do is a bunch of different things here in town. I am also a representative of our greater metropolitan Seattle Urban League as a past president, CEO, not the CEO, but the chair of the board, involved with our MoHi, which is connected to our Lake Union, our waterfront, and the Pike Pine corridor. This is all so terribly exciting, and I know that as we move forward, we will have the emerald crown of downtowns in this country as we go forward. So thank you very much for having me here, representing some of the retailers downtown and the businesses and all of the offices that we have, bringing people back downtown on a daily basis and providing for our visitors, our cruise ships, our market, and our beautiful waterfront. Thank you much.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. So in closing, I want to thank our great partners that you heard from, and our departments, our Office of Waterfront and Civic Projects, and our Seattle Department of Transportation. Thank you for your leadership and your vision, and our partners, thank you for your flat-out hard work and advocacy. Thank you very much. And we're going to cut some ribbon right now, I believe. Let's cut the ribbon.